Hey everybody, welcome back to Captain of Industry, the early access playthrough where we are dealing with some very different workflows and trying to adapt to what we had. I had a plan. I need to adapt that plan to basically make up for the differences that the game has now. Let's take a look really quick at fuel, or rather where fuel should be. It is gone, and that's because the rubber was sucking it down too much. I'm actually not that big of a fan of where this rubber is right now, actually. I'm going to also get that queued up. I'm not as much of a fan of where this rubber is as I thought I would be. I actually kind of want it to be closer to this area. And so I'm going to adjust it. It's going to be expensive to do, of course, because I have to build another one. But I'm going to adjust it and have it be more over on this side. I think temporarily, while we're still struggling for construction parts and everything, it's probably good just to leave it where it is, especially since we have plenty of gold parts, at least for a little while. I am delivering them. Let me just quickly do some maintenance here. I am delivering the gold parts over to here. And we're doing that, of course, to get the oil rig fixed up so we can deliver that cargo and start with that process. I'm also thinking it's time to buy just a few more of these. Not going to bother with buying rubber for a little bit. So I've got 2 of these refineries set up. The biggest things I need to do today is I need to stabilize fuel and I need to stabilize maintenance. I mean, those are the 2 big things, right? And so one of the things that we're going to be eventually doing is adding a 3rd oil pump over here, okay? And I'll do that as soon as it lets me, because that's going to let me, of course, get more oil. But I'd like to supplement the supply of oil I'm bringing in by using the oil rig that's offshore, right? That's the best way to do it, of course. And I also wanted to show you the differences that offshore rigs have now compared to the last version of the game, because there are some differences that go along with how that stuff is managed. And I wanted to show you that too. Right now, though, everything is just kind of stagnant and staying still. And it's just because we don't have the construction parts. I'm kicking them out as fast as I can here, all right? I'm giving it all she's got, Captain. But I do still have some of these being used for this, and so I probably should cancel that just for a little bit so I can build the infrastructure that I'm looking to do. So one of the things I'd like to do with adapting to this new system, right? Instead of having everything using construction parts and having these, 3 tiers of construction parts, we now have all those various different parts we have to do, right? Mechanical parts, vehicle parts, electronics. These are all things that didn't exist before. Electronics did, but in a different usage and capacity. And I need to adapt my design plans for this. So I've got 2 maintenance depots up here, and that's cool and all. We're going to go ahead and tear this down because I don't need this one anymore. And we'll just be using these 2 now. And what I'm going to do is we're also going to get rid of this iron storage because this isn't needed either. And we're going to start routing the supplies that we're going to be producing to get them into here, and of course truckless. And thankfully, the only supplies we really need to provide this is mechanical parts and electronics, at least for now. If I take a look at the research and I go to construction 3, no, it's wherever we're doing, it's maintenance. Like there's maintenance 2, wherever maintenance 2 is. Okay, it's right over here. Sorry. So I have it way down on the list of stuff, but look, maintenance 2, it doesn't require us to have, copper inputs and all that stuff now. No, it's just more mechanical parts and electronics, right? So we upgrade the maintenance depot and we just provide more of these, right? We just ramp up production of those same resources. So knowing that, and knowing that we now have 2 of these, which is kind of redundant because we can't use 2 of them anyway right now. So what I'm going to do is set up dedicated productions for these different things. And I really wish you wouldn't have built this one first. Why do you guys always do that, huh? Why you gotta do it the wrong way, huh? Anyway, we're gonna set up dedicated productions for these resources, right? One of the mistakes I made in the last playthrough, I mentioned it in the last video actually, was that I had these assemblers just kind of doing all of the formulas. And I'm not gonna do that anymore. We're gonna have dedicated assemblers that are working on only their resources all the time. And so to do that, we're going to send rubber, which I really, again, don't like being here, but I'm going to use this storage that's right here ready to go for it. We're going to send the rubber up this way, and we're going to meet up with well, basically the rubber's going to send all the way over and get into here. And then we're going to be maintaining this with, maintaining it. We're going to be using the rubber and the copper to make electronics, okay? So electronics is over here. Electronics will get sent this direction. Rubber will come up from this direction, and then we'll create the electronics that we want, okay? And I'm just going to use these two since they're already made. I'm going to use these two dedicated to making electronics. Then the supply for the electronics is then going to head this way and get deposited into these two maintenance depots. Done. Electronic supply provided. Good. Mechanical parts are then going to come off here. They only require iron, so we're going to use this, and we're going to provide the iron mechanical parts from these two assemblers, which the belts are already made for. And from these two, we will then run these mechanical parts up here and in here. And now we have maintenance taken care of in perpetuity, hopefully. Obviously, we need to keep up with diesel if we want to keep up with rubber. And I don't foresee, unless coal messes up, I don't foresee a problem keeping up with copper. Because copper is kind of established and ready to rock. Yeah. So right now, our biggest thing... Oh, this is the reason why this isn't happening. Here we go. Done. Really? I don't have two? I seriously don't have two? Two? What do you mean you don't have two? That's Charlie Bucket. If you don't know the reference, look it up. It's actually not Charlie Bucket specifically. He was talking to Charlie Bucket, but... It's all right. It's good. It's a really old movie reference, but it's a classic. Oh, man, is it a classic? Look it up. Kids, this is not really a kids ask your parents type of situation, but yeah, sure. Fine. I want U-shaped conveyor here. We need to do this too. So we're going to send you here, you over here, and dump it into there, and dump this into there. Now, the coal is obviously still provided by truck on this. Oh, I'm out of gold parts too. Did I send them all? No, there's still 60 waiting to be loaded here. Well, what's going on? We got 70. Huh? What's going on here? Apparently, I'm gonna need just one more. Can you make one more? No, because why would you be able to? You don't have the regular construction parts. So you see, we're kind of at a standstill right now. All right, and this is my problem. I think once we can get over this hump, get over this little standstill moment, we'll be able to produce things pretty fast. I think at this point it's going to be... we just have to adjust the philosophy of how we handle maintenance, and then I think we'll be good to go. But yeah, for now, I don't have concrete, so we spend wood. And then we get the wood brought over here, and we make more construction parts as much as we can with this concrete that's not here. And the iron isn't being brought over here either. Let's remove products from the belt, please. It's not being done because they can't get it. They can't receive this or something. They're going straight to the belt. I should probably say truck export on both of these. That sounds like a good idea. That's probably what I need to do, actually. As soon as I hooked up the belt, the auto shifts it to off, right? So if I want them to take the iron away, I need to shift this off. So this is another thing where I don't... These settings, I don't manage them enough, and I kind of need to look at them a little more often, I think. But like, this will be irrelevant. Excuse me. This will be mostly irrelevant once we, get this storage built. Then they can just pull it out of here. And you can see they're already starting to get construction parts in there. So let me let this run. I need this to process. Okay, they got the storage units done. And so we're going to go ahead and have exports, right, available here. So all the iron's going to come into here now, and it's actually already started. We're creating mechanical parts from this dedicated assembly, this manual assembly right here, okay? Now, I can upgrade this if I want to a electric one, which seems like a good idea, actually, because I want these mechanical parts a lot faster than we're actually getting them. So let's do that. I'm actually going to go ahead and pause the construction on this. I may not need it yet, so we'll pause it. And then mechanical parts are then going to go into these two storages here, right? So we'll just get this flat conveyor here, and we'll just do that, and they'll build that whenever they get to it. So now what's going to happen is these are our two maintenance places, right? You can see they're both creating maintenance, or they're both, going with the maintenance here. I'm going to have one of them boosted just because I really want to get this taken care of. But what's going to happen now is the flat conveyor is going to go from here straight over, and we're going to line it up with this building's edge. So I'm thinking we'll probably line it up with about here. I think that's far enough. I think that's close enough, or far enough away, or yeah, it needs to be far enough away to where the slope can work. So I think it'll be here, and then let's go ahead and actually make it this one. Well, yeah, we'll have to put the other belt underneath. So it'll go here, and then see, this is over 1. See that? This is over 1. So we may, I think what we'll probably do is I'll just turn it. I'll have it deviate 1 underneath the bridge that we'll make later. And then this will go in like so. All right. So this is a belt that will take it from where it's being made here and get it right into this area. Then from here, these assemblers, which are going to focus on electronics, this conveyor will then come over and then around, and I think we'll just have it go straight through past this building here. Oh, you're not going to let me go underneath. Really? You're really going to be finicky about that, huh? Oh, that's unfortunate and a half. Hold on. Maybe I can trick this. Can I trick it? Can I trick you? What? What? No. Quit it. It's like, nah, I know what you're doing. Screw you. Height 1. Yep. And then down into there. Okay, good. I got you. What up now? We'll take and bring this. I don't know. Belts feel funny in this version of the game. They don't feel like they're, I don't know, maybe it's just me. They just don't feel like they want to cooperate quite as easily as they used to. But okay, maybe it's just me. They feel, I want to say, heavier. Using them as for something, I don't know, maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's like superficial in my head, but it just feels like they're heavier using them. That's the only way I can describe it. Okay, we got to get more oil being pumped through here. There's not nearly enough coming through this pipe, so we got to keep this up. Now, as maintenance keeps up, right, we should start seeing this be more fluid, pun intended. Like, it should be more fluid through here, because they won't stop for maintenance. Like, every time they stop for maintenance, it puts a big gap. Like this pipe, everything's moving through there, right? And one of the things I'm hoping to do, I don't know if my ship has it yet. Let me just buy a little bit more concrete. One of the things I'm hoping to do, if my ship has them, it has 60. It needs 60 more. Still, man. I want to get that oil from the map, right? That's what I'm hoping to do. But I gotta have construction parts first. Let's boost this one, and we'll boost this one. I gotta have these construction parts, man. In the meantime, though, I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pump it from here as long as I can get these resources. And I'm gonna let the trucks do it, because if for some reason it just does not allow me to build with Unity. It's one thing that I think maybe could be tweaked in the game a little bit, is sort of like a transparency sort of thing as to why I can't. Because before it was pretty straightforward. Have the parts plus have the Unity equals you can click a button. But now it seems like even though I have 28 of these, I had more than this. I have 32 now, right? It says 32 here. It's over 30, but I can't reserve them. And maybe it's because they're already on a truck. But it seems like before in the game, all that mattered is that you had the resources in storage. And I have 44, 28 Unity, and yet I cannot click this button. And I don't know why. I just don't know why. And I want to know why. All right, so I asked. One of the perks of having things a little bit early is you get to ask the devs directly certain questions you might have. These parts have to specifically be in storages in order for you to use them with Unity. So if they are on trucks, if they are inside the assemblers, right? If they're backed up inside here, if they're sitting on conveyor belts, all that stuff is counting it here, but it's not something you can use. So I think it's more of a display issue. Like before, I think maybe it wouldn't display it unless you could use it. And now I think and this isn't confirmed with them, I'm just speculating now, that this is just like sort of looking at them as in whole, this is what you've made, but that's not what's available. It has to be specifically in a storage unit. And so since I have none in a storage unit, I cannot actually use Unity with this. because they're not specifically in storage. So yeah, that would explain it. So when they get on a truck and they're delivering them all the way across the map, I feel like before I could have hit the button and the truck would just be like, okay, I'm turning around, I don't have it anymore. But this time, if the truck grabs it and is on the way to the destination, like, there's no button here. That truck's got to get there. And then so, like, I don't know, it feels a little bit more restrictive. It just feels different, but maybe it's not specifically different. So, like, see these trucks heading across the map? If we pause this right now, you can see there's a 0 out of 30, right? There's no Unity button. Despite the fact that I have 76 on the screen here and 28.9 Unity, I have this many construction parts. I cannot Unity build this. And it's because this has 12 in its truck. This over here also has 10. This one over here has another 8. That's 30. So they're already on their way to build this. And so, you know, like, I could click this, but at this point, oh, no way. Oh, they can actually reach from there. Magic. Fine. So we get this, and then I want to make sure that's 3. So now we're pumping out oil pretty good. We're at 77% of the supply, and you see those trucks had to make all the way over there. That's what I wanted to prevent. Long-term trucks having to go all the way over there like that. That's no bueno. Nope. Not good at all. But look at this, though, right? Tons of coal. Yeah, tons of coal just sitting over here, ready to go. Yeah, I like it. Now, I could belt that into power, and I could, and maybe I should. Not into power, into the fuel. I could belt that over there. I'm worried about doing that, though, because, I mean, fuel is super important, though, right? So maybe it's worth it to belt it straight over there. That's a lot of gold parts. Let's wait on that for a bit. I mean, we're not struggling with coal in these. We're struggling with oil, and this is very close to coal, so that's not a tough trip to make right now. We'll deal with it later. So we're preparing an upgrade on this, right? We want to get this to level 3. I think that's probably a big deal. But because of that, right, they're not making mechanical parts anymore. So I really need you to make this other stuff here. I need you to go ahead and not make rubber anymore. Make only this. And then let's get some more concrete in here so we can make these construction parts. And then what's going on with concrete, by the way? We're not going to generate any copper because this isn't built, but also because there's no power or anything here for this. And concrete's purring. Yeah, cement and stuff. Cement is purring, which means concrete's purring. At least it should be. We're also able to get crushed slag and gravel just fine. It's actually full on gravel here, so the trucks can bring that over. I could deliver that straight up right now, but because this is doing 2 different resources, putting 2 different resources on the belt's not a good idea until I have a sorter. So I'm going to wait on that. But once I have a sorter, I mean, that's actually pretty good. We could just send everything on the same belt, and the sorter will put it, you know, in the ports that it's needed. I'm kind of okay with that, to be honest. With just one crusher right here. Could work. You know, and without having power, I'm wondering if I pause this, do you get paused as well? You flat out won't work if there's a pending construction. Interesting. Okay, so you have to shut the whole building down to upgrade it. All right, let's build this one then, because we'll probably need it. And then this flat conveyor will go straight over and meet up here. And then we'll build that whenever we can too. All right, so I've been letting this run for a little while, and now I've got a worker deficit. I can offset it a little bit by unloading the crew for the ship. That's going to give me workers, but I think I need more people anyway. So I'm adding in some additional housing, and I'm taking a look at our outputs, and there's still plenty of food kind of sitting around in these storages. So for the time being, I'm not super worried about it, but I am going to get the food, you know, the market here to be closer to the farms. And I think what I want to do is I want to get probably 2 more farms set up like this. And I think we're going to get it to where it's probably this far apart. Should be okay. Something like that should be fine. And then right there with these 2 things, you know, being this far apart, I'll go ahead and pause these because I don't need them running yet. Although there's really no downside to getting them other than the workers, right? Yeah. We'll set this for potatoes. We'll set this one for potatoes. And then we'll go empty on both of these cycles here. And then they'll build them at different times, so those, food will alternate and stuff as needed. Now, with these laid in, you can see that the water builds up inside them with them just triggered like that, right? That's kind of nice. I'm going to, I think, put this here and then put, I think, one more down there. And at this point, actually, we can let this play on. At this point, we'll then put 2 food places here and here. And this will be where we place the food. I'm going to go ahead and pause these, but this will be where we end up having the food buildings in the future. So they're much closer to the farms now, instead of being really far away. I could probably also I might be able to fit one more farm in here. Yeah, fit one there. I can't fit one here, but I could always fill this little tiny area there that's red. I could fill that in with dirt, and then I'd be able to. And then we can also have more farms this way. I'm going to try to have less farms, but upgrade them and use them more effectively. Because there's a lot more stuff that has to happen with food in this game. So I may not be able to do that, but I'm leaving this area right here near the limestone kind of open for farmland, if I can. I'd really like them to deliver these construction parts. This storage only thing where I can't build it with Unity is a little bit weird. I don't know. Like it definitely feels different than it used to in the beta. I don't know. I don't think I've been told that they've changed anything specifically, but oh, look at this. This didn't even have water. Yeah. This is paused. It didn't even have water the whole time. They've been trucking it in. Ah, okay. I was like, wait a minute. No, it's in the middle of this. It definitely has it, but the trucks have been doing it. So we need power. Turn this back on as long as we have fuel. It's so hard to keep up with fuel. I need this gone. You need to have parts, right? Gold parts. This is what I'm focusing on right now. Priority 1, getting gold parts into this because I need to bring oil to these guys. I just can't push it fast enough through this single pipe like this. Like I'd love to do 2 pipes, but that's way too expensive, right? We've already done this really long one, so we're just gonna have to make do with what we have. Did I just have refugees? Oh boy. I did. I brought in refugees. Well, it'll be okay once this gets built, right? Right now we have a homeless issue, but I mean, that gets solved as soon as that's done. 48 gold parts. Come on. Come on. You can do this. I believe in you. I think I believe in you. One thing I want to look at here is this ever stopped because of... Okay, well, it's because of low power, but is it ever stopped because the cement builds up? Do I need storage for cement is basically what I need to know right now. We'll turn this generator on, even though I don't think we can really handle it. It's just a lot of fuel. I don't think we can handle that. What we can handle now is maintenance. That's actually taken care of now, which is nice. Both of these are operational, but I don't really need them both on. I can turn this off, and this one being boosted, I think it can handle it. Just having the one on and boosted can handle our maintenance needs. But if for some reason we can't, I'll turn this on. I'm just looking for the workers at this point. So what's going to happen here? I don't know if I explained this to you guys yet. What's going to happen here, once we have concrete reliably, which is up in the air, once we have concrete reliably and we get oil taken care of so everything has fuel, then there's a belt that's going to run from these 2 assemblers straight through here. And then we consistently then at that point are providing these 2 buildings. Wait, you don't have storage selected? Oh, it's because of this isn't built. Oh, we were so close. Hang on. Can I... give me concrete. I know, I keep using my wood for that, but... I want 1 rubber. Just 1. Just 1. Can I have 1? Just turn it on really quick and make 1. Faster. Fast. Make more than 1. Make 12. Okay, make 12 and then shut this down. Now, with that 12, can I have this belt? This one. Priority 1. That belt right there. Please make it. I don't need this one. I need that one. There you go. Okay. Whew. This thing needs to keep going. So it's gonna mechanical parts, right? Get inputted now, and we'll get them into here, and that's the export. That's nothing. We'll have export right here. All right, I'll get all those mechanical parts. Don't they look good? Yep. We're gonna feed them from here. We'll feed the electronics from here, and this will just have a constant supply via the belt. And so that's what these two are going to dedicate themselves to doing once we have that. But I can't, of course, do that until I have enough concrete to build a bridge here, as well as, you know, enough parts and everything to get that belt over there to that. Did we get it? 24. Ugh. It's taking too long. Taking way too long. This settlement's done, thankfully, though. So no more homeless. And we can bring in, I think, a few more refugees here, because there's no more. So what I want to do eventually, right, is I want to get these food markets, right? They're going to have potatoes, but we can also have them have other types of products when we start growing other types of products, right? So not everything is going to be potatoes now. And so because of that, I'm going to have a lot of different food markets over here, and we're going to be belting them in and sorting them and things like that. I think there's enough room here for a sorter. I hope there's enough room here for a sorter. We'll have different proteins, and you can raise chicken and stuff now too. Raise chickens, and you can, you know, get the trimmings from those animals and use them to make all the junk meat. My vote is, I don't know, like get pigs and make hot dogs or something. I don't know. Whatever the junk meat is that you can get, that's what we're gonna do. All right, we'll have all of these off on that, and it's just export there. Over here, did I do that? Yep, I did. Okay, so it's just waiting. Like, this is a waiting game now, unfortunately. It's not like the game's fault or anything, it's my fault, but yeah, here we go. Deliver this really quick, and then we can now assemble that. With two of them running, I don't need the boost. And so we can just let that be where it is. And you can see that they're... Oh, right. I Unity built this, but it didn't happen. There it goes. All right. Mechanical parts are taken care of. Done. You know, now I'm thinking about this, and I'm kind of thinking I don't want the electronics to be sent directly from these units. I feel like I want it to be sent to a storage, which then feeds into this, right? And what better way to do that than to just take it right from here? So why don't I just go straight across to the storage instead of this belt? I think this belt isn't needed, right? Use the storage. Use the storage. In fact, let's use two storages. Why not? We'll take and add another one. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. Huh? Oh, that's perfect. Like it's meant to be. And you just pop yourself right in there. Done. Easy, right? Deliver that, deliver this. This will be electronics. And then electronics will get fed to this area. Perfect. So for now, trucks will deliver it here. And they'll, you know, we'll import it from here, right? So they'll export, import, whatever. But for now, that's what's going to happen. And then they can move the electronics really fast now. So all I need now is a belt that goes straight across here and then a bridge. Okay, so refugees came in. We have lots of workers. Let's... wow, what are you guys up to? Oh, right, the refugees, they come in with materials, right? They come in with stuff, with rubber, yes, with copper and diesel fuel. Like, they bring stuff with them. Hooray! That's good. Okay, so are we loaded? 120 parts. I think that's all we needed. Yep. I think so. Oil rig. Yep, that's what we're going to do. So, load the crew, go to the oil rig, and fix it. There you go. Deliver the oil. Now we're going to have a great time, because now we're going to be able to bring in enough oil to keep the fuel tanks on, which, look at this. Oh, we got a full tank. Oh, it feels so good. And that's with these. But we're very close to our power demand. I'm worried about that, but you know, with us having a full tank like this, I'm going to go ahead and add some more rubber into the game. Yeah. The thing is, like, I don't know if I want my rubber here. Like, I feel like I want it here, just to get it a little bit closer to the action right here. And then we could just, like, you know, it's really cheap to pipe there, but the problem is I've already built this, and I don't want to waste it. And if it's really cheap to pipe, then maybe it's also cheap to belt. It's not cheap to belt relative to pipes. It's not, but like maybe I should just break it down. I get most of my stuff back anyway, right? And then I want probably 2 rubber makers. I think I need to do that. I'm going to put this here instead. I'm going to put that there. This waste pipe will get hooked up. Like, probably like, should I do 2 of these? Since they're a core component in electronics, and I feel like we're going to need electronics forever, I think we probably need even more Rubbermaid. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. Actually, let's add a gap. And then we can put the waste stuff. It's called waste stuff. That's what it's actually called now. Did you know? It's the waste stuff. Yep, that. And that. Okay. That hooks up to the waste pipe. And then we just get the oil. And this is tricky because like I need to be able to get my excavators in here. Or just the tree harvester, really. And honestly, like restricting this to not being able to be accessed by certain vehicles is probably a bad idea too. So why don't we, with our very limited construction parts, if you'll let me build this, then I'm good to go. Will you let me build that? You will not. For a brief second there, it showed with Unity and then it took it away. It won't let me. So for now, these trees stay because they kind of have to. But I think if I tear this down, I can, redirect it over this way, and then the oil will just go underneath and hook up to these 2 machines here. Dang. Let's make this like a P12, and we'll pause that one for now. I don't need them built right away. I just need them built eventually. We're short on workers again. Ooh, population's not that close to full. We can let the beacon do its work. We're probably going to need additional housing. And then I don't think it's going to hurt to have another farm running. I think it can only improve the situation for food. But with 25 months of food, let's see. Health is considered -4? No, base is 6, total is plus. Okay, so yeah, with how I'm managing things, I have a 4 penalty to health. My base health is plus 10, so I'm currently at plus 6. Because air pollution and water pollution are dinging this. And then there's Unity and stuff happening with this too. But the oil rig right here. So let's take a look at the oil rig. This UI has changed. Instead of being shifts, 1st shift, 2 shift, 3 shift, instead of that, you have 36 workers total that can work here, okay? And this oil will constantly produce, and there's stored product up to 1,000 oil in here. So it can store more for your ship too. If you want this to produce slower, you can bring this down and it'll only take half the workers, which is what I want right now because I have a worker shortage. So we're only gonna do half the amount right now. I want to see if this makes a difference, though. Just to humor me. 198, push to 216. Ah, okay. So yeah, it does 9, it does 9, it does 9. Right? So I can use the workers and then stop. 18. Got it. I'm just saying. Nobody's going to sit here and micromanage that. But I'm just saying if you wanted to. You could do that. I'm out of Unity now, though, so I can't use it right now. Anyway, so the ship, right, we can load that cargo and take it back, which is what we're going to do. But observe this as well. This is another thing that's new, right? There's 2 things that are new in this interface. The first is that this supply is not unlimited. There is a finite amount of resources in the world, too, not just on your island. Now, it's a lot. There's well over 1 million oil here. Okay, so there's a lot. And it will last, an estimate at your current usage, it'll last 3,200 years. That's great. A lot longer than I need. But as my usage picks up, this is going to start bringing this way down, right? My usage right now is really low compared to what it will be in the future. So we're not going to get 3,200 years of oil out of this. So it kind of adds a timer to the game, almost. And then there's oil rig level 4. I'm a little confused on that because currently we have level 2 and upgrade goes to level 4. I'm not sure what happened to level 3. But whatever. It's just a number, right? So yeah, we're going to go in there. Ship comes in. Wah. Oh man, it'd be so cool to hear that, wouldn't it? Come on. It'd be so cool to hear that. Come on. All right, so diesel is delivered here. That's pretty good. I'm not sure how much we actually need to go. Actually, in the fuel tank, it's already full. Yep, this ship can immediately turn around and go the other way if it wants to. Oil has already been delivered here. So since we can turn around and go, I think we will. We'll go to this location next. Because the oil is, the fuel is already here. The ship's fueled up, ready to go. I don't have any unity at all. I gotta stop boosting things, don't I? Let's let 6 more people work in maintenance at the, by not having unity. And then we have construction parts coming in at 68 right now, and we're full on the gold ones. That's interesting. So we can unpause this. And if I had Unity, I would be able to build it with Unity. But since I don't have it, we'll just go ahead and allow them to... There it goes. We're going to just go ahead and allow them to deliver these things. Oh, look at that, guys. Look at that. We are now belt delivering. Boom. We're now belt delivering our maintenance. That's happening already. It is super quick, and it happened. Unpause this, unpause this, unpause this and this, and let them just deliver things. Super great. Now we get to test it out and make sure it works, right? So out comes the mechanical parts, and it goes into there. And the last thing we need is that belt done, and see the electronics is flowing. That's it. We don't need to do anything with maintenance anymore. It's all done for the rest of the year, right? That's it. Series is over. I win. Nah, not even close, man. Because the fuel is still getting hit because rubber is still going. I can't afford rubber right now. Until I start getting reliable... Well, we might as well finish the job there, right? Until I start getting reliable oil, I can't finish it. So what I'm going to do here, I think, is actually put a fluid storage right here. On this pipe. Right there. And we'll have this be oil, actually. Yep. And this will be where the trucks will bring it from the ship, and they'll bring it over here and dump it in this fluid storage here. And then this will pull it from the storage. And so, like, this one will still only get it from our own rigs, but this one will pull it from storage. And if I need to, like, for some reason this is, going really well, then I'll just connect this. But I don't think that'll be necessary right now. I got the location explored, and we got a damaged cargo ship. Wow! Sweet! Already! Go back home! We got it! Of course, cargo ships are a little bit further in the research tree. I need to go to Research Lab 4. Sorry, Research Lab 2. I'm skipping levels now. And then I need to get to the cargo depot here. And then I can start using a cargo ship. I want to use it right here. And there's clearly a lot of time left until they fill this in. So maybe I just need to have more mining happening. I could have them dig into this. Right? That's possible. Let's say I assign even more to this, and we go, let's say, like this. All right, so we spread it out, and then what I can do is I'll say, hey guys, you want to maybe, I don't know, make a ramp to this top piece? Before you do that, though, how about you just, I don't know, flatten this? And they can focus on rocks and stuff if they want to. I think actually a ramp would be nice here, though, wouldn't it? I think a ramp is better, actually. Let's, yeah, we'll flip this around and go, hi. There it is. Let's flip this around and have them build a ramp up to here. which is a little bit challenging to do, isn't it? I need to dig into it in order to make that happen. So we'll say F. Yeah, we'll go like this with it. At the top, yeah. So we'll say that's where we want to be, and then we'll just do that. So now we should get some of these excavators, you know, running that ramp, and then that ramp's got a lot of rock, right? Yeah, there's a bunch of rock there. It also gets me up here where I can start using the groundwater. I mean, I could technically use it right here too. Do I actually have the ability to do that yet? Yeah, I do. We can start getting groundwater done. And then these guys aren't asking for water yet, but they're going to need it, right? That's part of our health problems, I think, is that we don't have water hooked up there. So we're going to need water routed that way. And probably what I'll do is just use this groundwater to supply it to the people. And this one will be for industry stuff. So we'll separate that supply because this groundwater is really close by and it's very easy to use it. You know, so I can put this over someplace where I'm not going to be able to have a farm. And actually, this could be where the water comes in. Yeah, right over here. I could put this right here. Right there. Up against this farm area. I probably want to leave a space for pipes and stuff later. Irrigation pipes and stuff. But then, you know, we take this and we just go out straight through the gap that we made. More of a why not situation. Go level 2 to here. Go across. That's fine. That should allow for cars to transport. Trucks to be able to go underneath there. And then we just come out on this side over here. And then when we get another city made, like say in this spot, we can have water services and stuff here too, right? It'll just feed right in. It'll be much closer than it was before, which will be really nice. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to pause this. And this guy's like, dude, I was just bringing those. I know. Go away. Paused. Yeah, everything's paused there. Okay. So I think we should get this city going, and this will be the limit. So we'll probably have the town be right here. And then everything else is around it, right? And then obviously once these two are built, then I'll build these, and then we can eliminate this. Now, they might change this between like now and when you get it, or when this video comes out or whatever. They may change this because I've already brought this up. If you click this button, it used to, and with the other storages and stuff, that's maybe a little bit different. It used to remove currently assigned product. If storage is not empty, this will request trucks to remove all the remaining products. Okay, that's the consistent workflow for all of the storages, right? It will request trucks to remove all remaining products. Come over here to this one. It will request trucks to remove all remaining products. Loose storage, always the same thing. However, that button is very dangerous currently. I'm hoping they change it. That button is very dangerous with the food market. Notice that does not pop up, and there's no warning. If you click this button, all of your food is immediately removed from this building. Your month's supply will drop to 0, and you will start getting starvation right away. I'm hoping that changes, at least with a warning, or make it consistent with the other storages, which I believe is what they'll end up doing. But for now, in my little early access, it's not doing that. So what will happen, though, is the food gets immediately sent in your shipyard. So you don't lose the food entirely. They can still bring it, but you will lose it immediately from this, and this supply will hit 0. Because this month's supply is entirely about how much is accessible by your people, not how much is in any other random storages, right? So that's the big deal. Going on that note with random storages, I kind of feel like I want to give these guys more space, don't I? I kind of feel like I do. Now I'm feeling like I want to give them more space. I might have this be the end of town. I think so. Yeah, we're going to give them even more space than this. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to let those build because this is going to finish too. And then we'll have town probably extend maybe this far. If I need more for some reason, we have a huge island. We can make another town. you don't have to keep it in one spot. It's usually easier to manage your people's needs if you do that, but you don't have to. You can make another town. I can put this anywhere I want, I think. Yeah. Kind of just set it here and start another civilization over here if I want to, right? So I think I'll make, at least our first town right here is going to be right here like this. Now, damaged cargo ship, really want to get to fixing that, right? So we'll load it up and get that 240 iron delivered to here, which we should be able to do because as long as we're not using it for the maintenance parts, the storage for iron should keep filling. I mean, as long as we're hitting it hard, which we're not hitting it hard enough right now. Mostly, I think, because we don't have enough iron trucks. So let's also we'll double the trucks and we'll add an extra excavator to iron. They're doing a really good job of plowing through this. Love it. Let's also add this to the mix as well. Yep. Add that. Looks like I'm one out. Here we go. And then just add all of this. Yep. Good. Very, very good.